If I was going to make it up, though, it'd be like, blank space.
Yeah, there's another one like it.
Ooh, my vagina is a blank space.
Previously on Basement Discourse, we talked about palate cleansers. How fucking weird was that? Was that good?
It
was a little
weird.
sensual. It was a little sensual.
I was feeling a bit sexy, you know?
Yeah. Palate cleanser, sexy. I see where you're going. A little fancy.
Welcome to Basement Discourse, where you're going to get creeped out by me, the gamer guy. Then we've got Brady, the weeb. And then we've got the bald guy who throws dice all day. He calls that a living.
Do I call it a living?
I don't know, do you?
Bro, I would love to call that a living. No, I have a real job, unfortunately.
Just throw dice at people at work.
How come you can't afford a better drink? What is that filth?
Wow.
You shut your dirty mouth.
That's just bullshit. This is the drink of the gods. This is the nectar of
It's so
I don't know, something.
You'd wring that out of Thor's scrotum, like just fucking.
Absolutely. This and every other derivative of Dr. P. I'm leaving it in this shot now.
Yeah, no.
You know how we made that gif of Justin? I just found my one to do with Jace.
That's fine. I do terrible things all the time. It's true. It's completely on brand.
Yeah, true. Especially, I would do terrible things for a Dr. Pepper.
Oh, dude, I have done terrible things.
Yeah.
Like things we can't talk about on this show.
You started to tie the arm off. Now that's where we're talking. Like, we're talking like hectic. Yeah. End of the line sort of shit.
Belt and the blunt side of a hacksaw blade, you know. It's wild.
I got the wrong
leg. But anyway, we did have a topic, sort of. And we're going to talk about things that we're excited for. Now, the most excitable person around here is clearly Brady. So Brady, what are you excited about?
So obviously we've already spoke, but Bleach is coming out with their return after many, many years. I think it was 9 years in the end.
Is it the same people doing this as the like OGs, or is it like these guys are just resurrecting a corpse?
I don't.
Like these guys.
It's hard to tell. I haven't actually looked into the art studio. That's a really good question.
Of like the dead authors and being like,
It's the same writer. It's the same writer, and it's not so much resurrecting as they never published. Like they never animated the very last arc. They published it as a manga, which is what angered everyone.
Considering how many filler arcs they did, and they couldn't just finish the damn show.
I think it's something to do with how, like, when the show, when it was actually like drawn up for the manga, because there wasn't stuff drawn, so they're like, we'll make filler arc, and then they stopped before they finished the actual main arc.
Yeah, like the anime ran out of steam, and it got more popular over the years when it was getting dubbed and shipped worldwide, and then people really want it to come back. So, and then there was a bit of a resurrection in the last couple of years because that same writer did some one-shot comics, and then they had the anniversary of Bleach, so they're sort of using that to step off. So I'm pretty keen on that because that's in a couple months. So that's awesome.
So I can confirm as well. It is the same studio.
Yeah,
cool. Nice.
They've upgraded
or whatever
from the trailer. They've certainly upgraded.
Yeah, hemorrhoids.
Oh, that's the ones. Yep. I knew it.
And actually, while we're on that, there's two trailers, and Jace has seen both of them as well. The first one is just pure hype. It's got like Ichigo's theme song. It's meant to sort of get you going. It's mostly still images. But then the second one looks like it was directed by Tarantino.
Yeah. Like it even has like film grain,
like a slow burn, or
no.
Oh, okay.
It's
picturing like old mate with his sword just sitting at a table across from someone, and there's them having like this long conversation for a minute, and then it just grays out right at the end when you know shit's about to go down. You're like, okay.
Nah, so, it's more like
just like
you'd
side
imagine
frames of people and like. I don't really know
it's that very like 70s grindhouse style
Yeah.
Directorial sort of thing. Like,
Cool.
you know how he adds film grain to all of his stuff, and like he has these weird ways of angling shots that nobody's seen since 1975. That's what it's like.
And weirdly, like, it's got the names of all the characters come up, but like not like the voice actor, like the actual names of the characters. But Bleach has a cast of like hundreds, and they go through about 30 in this one trailer. Like, it's pretty wild. And it just gets faster and faster. So that was pretty cool. And then Solo Leveling has an anime adaptation coming.
What was that? Solo Leveling?
Yeah. Solo Leveling has an anime adaptation.
That.
Now, I'm kind of keen for that for Justin's sake, because it's the first sort of comic. It's a manhwa, not a manga, but like it's the first international comic he ever read. And like he got into it because of this show and on our suggestions. And now he gets to see it come out in anime, which is not, I don't have that experience of talking to that many people because I read a lot of manga and then I get to watch them get adapted. But this will be the first time I've actually been able to.
So, like,
what are you talking about? I read the first Game of Thrones book.
Jeez.
I've read like surprises me quite a bit.
I've read a chapter out of this. You know,
is that How to Buy a House in New York? Because that's what it looks like.
Nah, it's about OpenStack. It's all nerdy computer shit.
Short Stack died a long time ago.
The fuck are you on about?
The band. Come on, man.
I forget about shit.
Yeah, he looks like he's super deep into Short Stack, the pop group.
No, Brady was right on it though. With that haircut.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm kind of keen for you to experience that and to just chat to you about it and what you think about it, how well it's been adapted. So I'm super eager on that.
I just hope they don't let it down. You know, that was pretty cool. Like, it was a good read. It was somewhat generic, but it was also just played out really well. And like, hopefully you get to see a lot of that action that's in there as well. Like,
that's kind of the exciting bit when you see an action drawing get turned into an anime, because it really like ups that excitement, because they built up hype just on dialogue and still frames, and now you get to see that happen a bit more flashy. So that'll be really cool. They're kind of what I'm most excited for at the moment. Games wise, obviously the next Final Fantasy, but that's a while off, as well as the sequel, which I need to buy an entire new console to be able to play, to the 7 remake.
You're talking about Rebirth?
Yeah.
I just have to wait like a year and a half after release.
Yeah, that's true.
To fucking buy it.
That is the only issue with having a PC. Like, you know, you don't ever need to buy another console per se. Yes, you do need to replace parts, but then you just got to wait for the things that don't come out specifically for PC. Like,
well, to be fair, it's mostly these days, a lot of it is like Japanese stuff that I have to wait for. And that's because apparently Xboxes are like hen's teeth over there. Nobody buys them. It's only PlayStation over there.
It's Sony.
And so
that makes sense.
Yeah, well, Sony is the largest electronics manufacturer in Japan.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Say it with confidence, everyone will believe us.
No, I looked it up recently. They're the largest something in Japan. Because someone was saying something about Sony buying Microsoft, and I laughed at how hilarious that would be. Because Microsoft are worth more than Sony could ever muster.
Because Sony keeps spending money making movies like Morbius.
What are you talking about? Morbius was amazing. It made $300 million more billion dollars.
I hate you so much. Such a slow God damn it.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I hate you for that.
That's it for you? That's it for you?
Yeah, I think that's about all I got that I'm sort of hyped on in the geek world right now.
Two things.
Like, my kid should be born in the next 2 weeks, but no one wants to hear about that again.
Yeah, no one's hyped for that.
Yeah,
Children are
coming soon. Is just like
I'm super excited. Yeah. But yeah, coming soon in the geek world, sort of Bleach and Solo Leveling. I mean, there's a couple things getting sequels. I think they're working on the ReZero second season.
Wait, second season? I was pretty sure there was multiple seasons already. The fuck have I been smoking?
Maybe a third. I don't know. The next season, I guess. Maybe there's two already.
Because I'm watching the second season at the moment.
Yeah, so it must be a third they're working on.
Yeah, you're
I know
dead
they're working
set
on
on
something.
crack, mate.
Whatever.
Baby brain.
Shadow's House. I watched that recently. That was interesting. I think Jace would like it. But it's a sort of a mystery show. Did you just explode?
I sneezed, but I muted myself.
Oh,
nice guy.
It was so awkward to watch.
It was good though. Like,
good thing I'm wearing those shot blockers.
It was like the most anticlimactic thing though, because it's like, I don't know, it was everything and then you don't get the like completion. So
it's like doing a sip of a drink
like
without being
life.
like.
No, don't worry. He reached completion at least once.
Oh, yes, confirm. Yes. He does get there. Yes,
I do.
He just had to put on Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I think that's Shadow's House. Jace, you should check that one out soon. It's up your alley. It's a mystery. The style is really cool. I think you'll sort of vibe with it a bit. But Justin, what are you keen on? Because a little less in the D&D world. It's not like you have an episode every week.
Well, this is true. Yeah. It's not all about me.
Yes, it is.
The new starter set is coming. I don't know when, but I have heard wind of it coming out.
Heard wind of it?
Yeah, just like some dude from the studios, Wizards of the Coast, just farts and like starter set.
Wait. What comes in? Is a starter set just like one of those big, thick fucking books that you can just beat people with until they sit at your table?
No. They're like $50 or $60, and they don't have everything you need.
And
this has everything.
That
you need
sort of a starter set would need a trench coat so that you can be like, want my wares?
No. This is like an all-in-one sort of to get you into the hobby sort of a thing. So it comes with dice. It comes with. Some of them come with like a fold-out DM screen. I don't think this one does though, strangely. Like a shortened version of the rules. So this one's only like 32 pages of rules.
Oh, thank God.
300 or whatever it is in the player's handbook and stuff. And a short adventure as well. So like from levels 1 to 3 or levels 1 to 5 sort of an area. So
what would it be like to be past the first few levels? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Well, maybe if you could actually kill something on your own.
I've killed some things.
You've killed like one dwarf, and he didn't have eyes.
A few eyeless dwarves.
A blind man. You killed a blind homeless man.
You killed a bunch of blind homeless men. Congratulations.
1,000 XP.
Handicapped one dude, and then someone else finished him off.
Yeah, a frog did a better job than you.
I don't know, what do you want from me?
Experience.
More.
Like if you could hit a shot when it mattered, that would be fucking great.
No,
that'd be
just
awesome.
Farmers, just useless farmers.
Yeah, you did smash that farmer though. If you're wondering what the hell we're even talking about, then you should definitely go and check out Dungeons and Discourse because this is
the link is
right there.
Damn it. 2 links.
2 exactly the same links.
No, one will be to the playlist and then one will be to the specific episode.
In the exact moment that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Where you punch a farmer in the nose.
No, he smacks him with the hilt of his sword.
That's right, he does too. Because he was about to pull out his sword and do more.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we weren't. Spoilers. Let's not spoil anymore.
Yeah, that was for like a month ago's episode.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah.
Longer.
So enjoy that.
So starter kits, do you reckon they're a good way to get people into?
Absolutely.
Do you think they are approachable and a good idea?
Because one, if you go and say, "Hey, do you want to start playing D&D?" All you need is player's handbook, some dice, some minis maybe, and a few other items. Everyone's gonna be like, "Fuck off!" But if this is the way to get people into it, like it's like $20 or $30. You get some dice, you get some rules, you get some probably like a little paper fold out like grid or something or a map of some sort to go with it. Like you get everything you need to be able to sit down and actually just play. You'll get pre-rolled characters ready to go, so you don't have to be like overwhelmed with rolling out characters and stuff. It's pretty much a zero commitment thing. It's $20 or $30 and you're in. That's the perfect way in. So
that's actually something that I think is really cool because like we were discussing the concept of like doing something fun for Halloween amongst us. And I was thinking Vampire the Masquerade because there's a video game series based off that TTRPG.
Yeah.
The TTRPG is technically called World of Darkness, but fucking whatever. I love the video games. I fucking adore them. And I was like, it'd be so cool to play the tabletop game it's based off.
As soon as you mentioned that, I was like, holy crap, I'm going to have to read like 600 pages to understand this. Like,
I went to look it up, and it's like, so you use 2 10-sided die. That's fine. Not the end of the world.
Yeah.
But all the rules seem pretty wildly different, as it does with most TTRPGs. But there's no just buy this and you'll know how to play it. It's like there's the starter's handbook that has like all the rules and shit. Then there's like a separate book that goes through like the races and or like their clans and stuff. But
yeah,
goes through that sort of stuff, and it's like that's not like give me something so me and the lads can just sit down and we can
do it. Yeah,
have a smash and be like, oh, this is fun. Let's actually do something with it.
I feel like just everything except for D&D, because they're smart and they know how to market it and they're doing it the correct way. Everything else is like, well, you know how you play D&D, you should try this. Like, it's never like, hey, we're a new tabletop RPG. Come on in. Let's try this. Here's a thing that you can easily access, and here's some basic concepts of what we're doing. There's no introductory for anything else. I think the Star Wars was probably the one that was closest to easy.
But
to
even that's like it's easy to work out. Like
we haven't even touched on like a lot of the stuff. Like in-flight stuff is totally whack. Like whenever I've played the Star Wars tabletop, they have changed the rules dramatically for in-flight stuff because it's just way too much to it. It's like fucking hell. We're not here to crunch numbers. We're here to have some fun. Like. So yeah, I think this so much more accessible. So that's why I'm excited to see this starter. I'll definitely get it, even though I'm a seasoned DM, whatever, and you guys are already seasoned players. I think it'd still be fun to just jump into it at some point and just have a crack, because these things are so easy to just literally jump into. So,
and if anyone who's watching knows of other TTRPGs where you can just get a starter pack, we would love to sample the delights. Like,
absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Deep into my veins.
Yeah, no, I'm keen. And it actually reminds me, there's one that we should do in like a future special or just for funsies, because it's the first anime I think we got you to watch, Justin, because you reviewed it for our second episode. There's a Konosuba TTRPG.
No, that's insane.
Fucked. I'd fuck with that straight up.
Yeah,
there's I think they've probably done this like time and time again, where something's popular enough, they'll just turn it into like, it's like this D&D, like the 5e or the tabletop RPG is the new fucking Monopoly of this like century. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Like you see Monopolies on
I've seen
every
a few of them.
single thing. Like there is
Rick and Morty?
Many.
There's a Rick and Morty D&D.
That's also a tie-in to Wizards of the Coast and D&D, so it actually is D&D. So they did the smart thing and they actually like worked with Wizards. So yeah, they're in and they're big. So yeah, they did.
Well, that's the other thing with the purchase that we talked a few episodes back of Wizards of the Coast and D&D Beyond. Do you think that like is going to open more doors for starters and getting people into these things? Because I know like character creation, for example, way easier on D&D Beyond than to try and understand from a book and a piece of paper.
Yeah, it depends on how they market it, because like these things you can hold are a lot easier to just go and buy rather than trying to sell someone on something that's online that doesn't exist per se, because you're still going to need dice. Even, you know, you can do the virtual dice, but I think the physical thing is a little bit easier to understand all in all.
I think the best way they could do it is, so say you buy your starter kit and you open it up and it's like, oh, this is how you can create a character. Alternatively, if you want a more streamlined process, go to D&D Beyond.
And I guarantee that's how they'll do it from here on out. And I guarantee the next time they run these new books, like the 5.5 edition when it rolls out, they'll definitely have links to D&D Beyond, where you can just then access your digital content, because they're one in the same. So that's where they're going with it for sure. Well, so it'll be interesting to see where they end up.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Digital plus physical would be great, because there's so many old school players out there from first edition onwards that are like, I need my physical books. I need all 5,000 of them.
Yeah, like those weirdos who buy physical games. Lol.
Speaking of physical games, yes, absolutely there is. Skull and Bones. Have you guys seen anything about that?
I may have. The name is familiar, but
I'm intrigued. This is one that I'm going to
know
hold
of
my
both
breath
of
on
these
and
things.
wait. I'm going to wait. You know of Skull and of Bones?
oh, he definitely knows of Bones.
Giggity, giggity. It's a pirate game. It is looking to be very similar to Assassin's Creed Black Flag slash
You lost me.
Sort of. Really?
Black Flag, I think, is like one of the weaker ones, and that's mostly because I hate the ship combat. That just annoyed the fuck out of me.
Well, the ship combat looks pretty similar, to be honest. Maybe a little bit different. Maybe a little touch of Sea of Thieves on there.
Bored of those sort of vehicle things in games, though. It's a lot of rinse, wash, repeat without much.
That's sort of how
this is why I'm on the edge. Like I like pirates. I like open world stuff sometimes. I liked Black Flag in the concept of things, but it was a little bit too big and a little bit too same, which is why it was kind of like, eh. The graphics obviously are way improved, so that is something. But yeah, I'm a wait and see on that one. So,
question: have you ever played? I think it's Risen 2. Give me 1 second to double check that.
Risen.
Yeah, Risen 2: Dark Waters.
I don't think so.
It's a D&D based RPG that is pirated, like it's pirate themed.
Cool.
Yeah. It's probably worth giving a crack.
I'm gonna write that down.
I kind of
watch our episodes again.
Yeah, no. There's only one person who watches our episodes, and that's Brady.
That's the guy who has to sit through and edit it. Nice.
I just say the things. I don't want to hear me say the things again.
I never want to hear my voice. After hearing my voice, I'm like, God, I hate my voice. I'm gonna change my voice.
I love my voice. Those dulcet tones.
Imagine if you had to look at you as well.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude, I look at me all the time. Look at his head.
No, I just mean Justin.
Oh yeah, no, Justin's a fucking mess. But don't worry, Justin.
Wow.
I know a guy who could fix that up for you.
All right.
Fix that head for you.
Yeah. Saints Row is the next one. What do you guys think about it? Because like obviously the last few, to me personally, the last few have been a train wreck since 3 onwards, basically. Like when they just started getting outlandish.
Well, I don't. So I started with 2 because I didn't own an Xbox, and the first one was Xbox exclusive, right?
Yeah, I think I started
Xbox
with
360. But yeah, 2 was. It was like GTA Vice City and that, but more absurd. Yeah. And that's cool. I was fine with that. 3 went even more outlandish, and I was like, this is just dumb, silly, whatever. Cool. 4, gameplay-wise, was fine. But, like, there were certain things I didn't like. Like, the story was just off its fucking face.
Yeah.
Like, the whole... Basically, the world's ended and you're in a simulation, like... Where do you like? You've basically killed your own franchise, and they literally had to reboot to get back out of that.
Yeah.
And then adding the whole element of being able to fly when you leveled up enough, like it was prototype or whatever, just literally made cars and vehicles redundant.
Yeah, exactly.
You reach a point, and it's like half the game you've just made redundant.
Yeah.
So I think 4 had some real issues, but the core gameplay was okay. Reboot, I'm on the fence about. It depends.
Are we talking reboot or are we talking like...
So as far as I'm aware, this is a reboot. So it's starting the franchise again.
All over again. Yeah.
It's supposed to be done in the same spirit. It still follows that similar storyline.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be a continuation from 4.
So it feels like Saints Row is like the Fast and the Furious of video games to me. Like they started off with this idea, which was a little bit ludicrous even to begin with, and they got more and more obscene until like by the end of it, they're literally flying to the fucking moon in a car, and it's like this is where they're at. And now whether or not they reinvent the wheel, this is their opportunity to shine or do exactly what they've been doing in the last 3 games and just sink.
Yeah.
So, I have not played a Saints Row game.
Oh, damn. None of them.
You're a piece of shit.
Just had to look it up.
Fucking hell.
Jesus. I would recommend if you can, grab a hold of 3.
Okay.
You don't inherently need to know like this. Like it's supposed to be a continued story, but they all sort of stand on their own pretty well. Basically, at the end of the day, you lead a gang called the Saints. That's all you need to know. Yep, everything else exactly is just.
Another one that reminds me of that I really wish did something, and that would be true crime.
Yeah, the reason that
sick.
The reason that didn't is a fun little story.
Oh no!
Ever played Sleeping Dogs?
Yes.
That started as a true crime game.
That's right. Yes. Okay. I actually didn't mind Sleeping Dogs either.
I loved Sleeping Dogs. Fantastic game. And then they've just dumpstered that too. There was supposed to be sequels, but they've been cancelled.
God damn it. Damn it. So there was 2 true crime games and 1 Sleeping Dogs from memory. Maybe 2? 2 Sleeping Dogs?
No. 1 and then a definitive edition, which was with a bunch of add-on content.
Like from what I can see, it's everything good about like Yakuza and none of the crappy stuff in Yakuza, and good stuff out of Saints Row put in there as well. Like it was just all the fun shit. And you're a cop, right? In true crime, I think.
Yeah.
From memory.
Yeah.
Like that's all weird and wacky and just fun. Bring it back.
Yeah. I thought the true crime games were a bit average, but like if Sleeping Dogs had just true crime as the moniker, that would have been the redemption of that series. Because Sleeping Dogs was a brilliant game. Basically, it was a very martial arts focused game. I believe it was it in Hong Kong or was it in Chinatown of...
I think it might have been Chinatown of
somewhere. It's basically based in like an Asian region. You're an Asian character who's a cop. You're trying to solve a mystery. And basically, you just go through and you kick the shit out of people. So
I'm going to play that again. I remember it being good. And now
that sounds cool. See, martial arts games. Sifu looks pretty cool.
I've heard good things about it. I'm intrigued by it, but I am also broke, so I will not be purchasing it anytime soon.
Nice. Yeah, I don't think it's open world. I think it is linear level.
It is very linear, but it works in a similar sense to Deathloop, if you've heard of Deathloop, where basically you die and you actually age, and as you die, you get reset and get older, and so your character gets older, but they learn from their mistakes, sort of thing. So it's got that sort of almost Dark Souls-ish element. I wouldn't say it's like a Souls-like by any measure, but it's that concept of you don't ever get better, you have to learn to be better.
Get good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's the concept of get good.
Session Skate Sim, I'll pass this one to you, Jace, because you've already either played it or you know more.
I have played it, yes.
Yeah.
So
I didn't catch up on the conversation. I just know you know more about it than I do.
Yeah, so I've only played like an hour of it. It's pretty good. It's still in early access because its full release is in September. And the early access version is probably older than what they're actually working on. So there are some elements that are a bit dodgy. Like there is a legacy control scheme, which is the skate control scheme, which is to use the right thumbstick to do all your tricks. It's a bit average. Like I can't figure out how to do hard flips or anything like that. Their control scheme's a bit weird, but I can see how it's more in depth. Because basically your left thumbstick is your left foot, right thumbstick is right foot.
Oh, damn.
So it's actually like skating as far as like choosing the spot.
So you have to push yourself? Flick down and then off to the side?
So that's just like square or X, depending on.
So if you were to like pop and kickflip, you would have to pop the left one down, the right one off on an angle?
Depending on what stance, yes.
There is
also
a real person.
So am I, Goofy.
One thing we have in common.
My homies.
Hold on to it.
The correct way to be.
So you can also set it so it's back foot, front foot. So it doesn't necessarily have to be left foot, right foot. So that really helps if you're goofy as well, because if you're goofy, using a controller with the left foot, right foot thing is fucking weird.
You get weird, yeah.
But it is a pretty cool game. It's a bit empty in places, but I can see that in a couple of months, once they finish adding in their features and testing it and blah, 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 it could be as good as like Skate 1 or 2.
Oh damn,
dude, I'm so keen, like just genuinely to be immersed in something skating. Like since I watched a bit of the Olympics, I wasn't super into it, but I used to run skate lessons last year for kids.
Yeah,
Now I was like booked out every Saturday, and then it's just done nothing but rain for about 12 months every fucking weekend. And if it hasn't rained, it's wet from the day before. Like I haven't stepped foot on my board. It's literally at my feet.
He's just doing kickflips while we're on air.
I've just moved it into my office because it's no good anywhere else.
yeah, that's fair enough. That does remind me though that we should all go skate at some point because
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, man.
we all do skate in our own ways.
We all have wheels, and that's
all
about
have
as good as it gets.
We have
for
wheels.
Some of us.
Justin's rocking up with his fucking lawnmower.
Nollie
man.
lawnmower flip.
Dude,
It's
some
self-propelled.
real Tony Hawk
You
shit.
actually could do something with
I
that.
can ride that.
No,
No, it's too expensive to take to a skate park. I wouldn't do that to my beautiful.
Yeah, that's fair.
You sound like fucking Gollum. What?
So to bring it back to the last
speaking
person,
of,
what?
fucking Lord of the Rings Gollum game is coming out.
Does
Yeah,
that
I
Looks a
don't
bit
care about
whack.
that.
Yeah, it looks different. I don't know. I'm gonna wait and see on that one. But anyway, yeah.
I don't care about that. I know he dies.
Yeah, but he's gonna
Does
be like,
he?
sneaky hobbitses. It'll be great.
Maybe you can change canon and kick Frodo and his bitch ass into
Oh
the-
shit, that'd be so good.
And then you get to
is
ride the
Lord of
eagle's
Ring.
back.
Just up to Sauron and punch him in his one eye. I'm keeping the ring.
Yeah, Gollum defeats Sauron. Perfect.
Yes, that's how it should end.
So Jace.
There
before we
is
round up.
one really weird indie game that I'm kind of hype on, and you guys will understand because you know my taste in music, and you know what I'm like as a person. There is a game called Human Farm.
Oh
where
shit.
you play as animals running a slaughterhouse where you like create animal products out of humans.
This is definitely invented by vegans, wasn't it?
I don't know. But
It sounds like it.
It literally sounds like
great.
a cattle decapitation album. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Humanure.
there is actually an album called The Harvest Floor, which is all about the general concept is slaughtering humans for food. And yeah, so
Wow.
I'm very keen for a wacky, fucked up game like
That's
that.
the most I've
are
ever
the-
seen you smile.
Are
It's
the
ear to
animals-
ear.
Are the animals in there? Are they like all carnivores that work there, or are they just like all animals? Like a cow.
Yeah, I'm
is
trying to
working
imagine.
there.
All I'm thinking of is this
He's like he doesn't eat it.
cow
But he just
on
works
its
there,
back
you know.
legs, just
No,
like
so-
milking someone into a vat with its udders.
Sort of, yeah. So, like, one of the pictures for it that I'm looking at the moment is like a bipedal pig with a
Like a
like
waistcoat.
like an apron on.
Oh no.
Like a butcher's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just standing in front of like a bunch of meat hooks and stuff. Oh, and they've got hanging human corpses on them. Yeah, cool.
Fantastic.
And then the next screenshot is a skinned human corpse going into a bandsaw.
If any of you all came over here after watching our kid-friendly episode and you thought that's our regular content, no.
Yeah, no, you
surprise,
walked in-
motherfuckers!
Yeah. Back to your regularly scheduled basement discourse. Hanging meat, hanging human meat.
Hey, I've been told I talk about the wacky shit. I got to bring it.
Yeah,
No, I
look,
like it.
I'm keen to see that. Is it
Yeah.
a 2D side scroller sort of stuff?
Oh no, fuck no! This is full
No.
3D, bro.
Oh shit! I want,
Yeah,
I want VR on that shit.
I'll send you guys the link. Brady can link some of this stuff in the description
Yeah,
when he
for
does
sure.
the episode.
Yeah,
but
he loves
yeah.
doing that shit.
Yeah, he loves doing that, and then animate it right here.
Just a cow stabbing Justin in his head.
While I do that.
Yeah.
Perfect. But I think that sort of rounds out the time that we've got allocated for this episode. So thank you all for joining while I had my vegan moment and Brady got to talk about anime for once.
It's true. The other thing we're hype on, guys, is our D&D campaign, and we have a couple specials out now. So I think there's a few different types of content for you guys to check out. Jace keeps putting out gaming content. Justin's D&D Explained. As he said today, the starter kit's coming out. They're doing a new one that's somewhat more streamlined, but he explains concepts pretty fucking well for a dude who looks like that in like 5 minutes in his little Explain series.
Hey, man, he talks as smooth as his skull.
He does. It's so good. I understand death rolls so much better now. But yeah, guys, check out all our content, and thank you so much for watching.
Hold on one moment. Isn't there a particular piece of content that you would like to make mention of? That now I'm giving you a deadline.
Yeah, you are. So we did roll a new special, and I say roll deliberately. It is a completely sort of homebrewed session, but I had help from an artist, and it's an anime D&D. These guys and our guest Kendall and we put them in a new world, and we filmed the whole thing, and I'm editing the hell out of it. We had Brant do artwork for it, so you can see these guys in their character. I think that's about as much as I want to reveal about it, but it should be out reasonably soon after this episode, given this is almost a month in the future.
Yes. And if it's not, it's completely Brady's fault. And
not Jace's for throwing me under the bus right now.
Yeah, welcome to what you guys have done to me several times. Get fucked, fuck you.
This is true.
And peace out.